my name is Katy Moyer, and thank you so much for watching this video. I know this is a very unprecedented time. There's a lot of stress, there's a lot of anxiety. I feel it too, but luckily I've had the last 5-6 years to really go within to find my own inner peace, my inner calm, and always know that a happier, more grateful, more abundant thought is just around the corner. And that's really what I want to share with everyone today, is just 3 very easy, simple, won't take you more than 30 seconds, maybe a minute, 2 minutes, to be able to change your energy like that and calm yourself. Because I feel it. I can get into a tizzy. I can feel it in my stomach, and it starts to rumble. And with everything we have with the COVID-19 and coronavirus, it is so easy to spin out of control and just believe all those fear-based thoughts. And ideally, this will hopefully help you to be able to use one small, quick little technique that I'll share with you so that you just get to relax, drop your shoulders, and get back into the present moment and back into your body. So my first tip is called calming the waters, and you can do it sitting wherever you want. Even if you're at home with your kids and they're driving you nuts, maybe you go into the bathroom, and all you're gonna do is you're gonna take a big inhale up, you're gonna take your arms up overhead, you're gonna drop your shoulders down, and then you're just gonna calm the water. So I'll scoot back just a little bit more, but another big inhale up, flip your hands, and you just calm the waters. Now I prefer to do this with my eyes closed, so big inhale up, and then exhale. And then you just sit quiet with your eyes closed for as long as you want. But even just doing that 3 or 4 times with you right here, I already feel better. I already feel like my nervous system just calmed. So try that technique next time. I mean, if you can get to a quiet place, great, but I know sometimes when we're all stuck in our home, that's not gonna be possible. But maybe you can even step outside, find some place where you can just do that a couple times and maybe sit in silence for a minute. That's it. And then the second tip is you can sit, you can stand. My favorite place to do this is actually on a yoga mat. But you're gonna lie down on a yoga mat, or you can sit just like this, and you're gonna start to tense up your whole body. So you'll start with your feet and your toes, and then your calves, and then your quads. You're not moving, you're just tensing your muscles. And then your belly button, you're gonna pull it in. You're gonna tighten up your arms, your hands, and your biceps. You see how much I'm tensing up, and just gonna get all that negative energy, that stress, that fear, that, oh my gosh, and you're just gonna squeeze. You're not moving, you're just gonna go as hard as you can, and then you're gonna relax. Now here's the key. However long you tensed your muscles, whether it was 10 seconds, 20 seconds, 30 seconds, 40 seconds, doesn't matter. The whole point is that if you tense your body for a certain amount of time, you wanna double the time you're gonna be in relaxation. So let's say you tense your body for 10 seconds. I want you to lay there for 20 seconds and do nothing, and then repeat. Or maybe you really have a lot of stress and you really, really, really need 30 seconds, maybe you even need a full minute. If you do a full minute of tensing your body just to get all that energy out, then I want you to lay there for 2 minutes. And that relaxation, when you tense all your body up and you can just relax, and again, I'm gonna encourage you to close your eyes because it'll take away a lot of sensory information that will distract your mind during this process. But if you can really close your eyes and just let yourself lay there for double the amount of time you tensed your body, I have a feeling you'll feel like you move some energy and you'll just feel better. So try that technique. And then the last one is a handy dandy journal. And I actually stole this journaling technique from one of my favorite spiritual gurus. Her name is Gabby Bernstein. She wrote a ton of books, but the method is called the Choose Again method, and it's in her Super Attractor book. If you haven't read it, you should read it. It's awesome. It's also on Audible, but I think a lot more of us have more time to read, so maybe go on Amazon, order the book. You don't even have to leave your house. But the Choose Again method goes like this. So when you have that fear-based thought, and I'm gonna use a very real example right now. I have the coronavirus. I'm gonna get the coronavirus. I know I'm sick. That fear-based thought, where you really have no proof, you really don't know quite yet. And this isn't about, obviously if you have symptoms, you have a fever, you have chills, all of that, that's completely different. I'm talking when you're healthy and you just get in a spin and you think, oh my gosh, like the other night I woke up with night sweats and I was freaking out, and I even woke up the next morning and took my temperature just to check, and I'm good, 98.7 degrees, which is just 0.1 up, but I'm all good, I'm all healthy. But this is a really good technique where you have to acknowledge that fear-based thought, because what happens if you just take that fear-based thought, like, I'm gonna get the coronavirus, like I used to do, and then I wouldn't even acknowledge the thought. I would just move on to work. I would move on to something else. I would go and try to work out. I would just try to distract my mind. Well, subconsciously, that fear-based thought is still in our brains. And subconsciously, we're still thinking about it. And then when you sit down, maybe a couple hours later, maybe before you go to bed at night, that thought comes back up. So the choose again method would be, you take your journal out and you're gonna write down that fear-based thought. You just write it down. And no, you can't do this on a phone or a computer. Like, you have to physically write it out, because there's something about physically writing that will help that fear-based thought move through your body energetically. I know I get more hippy-dippy as I get older, but I love it. So you're gonna write that fear-based thought down. I might have the coronavirus. I think I'm getting sick. Whatever it is for you. And then, this is a big part. You have to write that thought down, right? Even if it scares you to write it down, you gotta write it down. Be honest about it. Be 100% authentic with what you're writing down. And then the second step is you have to forgive that thought. Meaning, no judgment. You gotta remember, you're just a human being. We all have moments where we dive into fear and we can get out of control. We can spin out of control. And that's why you should be so proud that you acknowledge the thought, you wrote it down, and you know what, I'm gonna forgive that thought. I'm gonna forgive that you know what, I let fear and I let my ego and I let all that crazy talk, I let that direct my energy. I forgive myself. And then this is really the key step. The third step is you take that thought and you find the next best feeling thought. And this has to be like 180-degree turnaround, meaning you went from a fear-based thought of, I think I have the coronavirus, I forgive that thought, and then you say, I don't have the coronavirus. Like, that's not, if that doesn't make you feel better, that's not what this is about. It would be, I think I have the coronavirus. Then you go into, I forgive that thought, I'm human, I have those thoughts, no judgment. And then you think, but how can I make my day better right now? I can enjoy the time with my kids at home. I can enjoy this time to read more books. I can think, you know what, I really am healthy. Oh, you know what, I'm actually really grateful that my body is alive. And even though I might be stuck at home, you know what, I can do a lot of really great things. I can get up out of bed this morning. I can write down 10 things I'm grateful for. And you start to get and rev up when you get into this gratitude, when you choose again and you go from a fear-based thought, you forgive it, and then you go to something that is a grateful thought. The science behind this is that you actually release a chemical called immunoglobulin A. I'm not good at saying that word, immunoglobulin A. And immunoglobulin A is actually what increases our immune system. It's a primary defense against bacteria. So that's why this choose again method works so well. Because I used to do the choose again method all the time. I would write my fear-based thoughts down, I would forgive the thought, and then I'd change it into something that I'd be grateful for. How can I make this day better? I'd go back into my mantra of, like, everything is working out for me. Like, I don't know why it's working out. Even if it doesn't look like it's working out right now, I'm gonna just have trust and faith, and I'm so grateful that things are working out for me. And when I did the research behind it, because Gabby doesn't talk about this, but when I did the research behind it with a guy, his name's Dr. Joe Dispenza. He has a great book called Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself. He's awesome. But that's really why this works, is because when you choose again and you decide to kick in to gratitude and you can release that immunoglobulin A chemical, that's the #1 defense against bacteria. And right now, what we need more than ever is defense against bacteria, right? No matter what. So hopefully one of these 3 techniques will work for you. And in whether you're calming the waters, whether you're going to tense your body up and then relax, whether you're going to journal, I hope at the end of it you really do kick up your gratitude and think about one thing you're grateful for. And I know it can be really tough, because I've been in, obviously not this situation with where we're at in the world, but I've been in some pretty dire situations where I would have told you I really have nothing to be grateful for. And I know that sounds crazy, but you can find something. And the more simple the gratitude is, like, I am so grateful that my whole family's home and they're healthy. I am so grateful that I can cook food for my family. I am so grateful that you get to learn TikTok dances with your family at home now. I'm so grateful I get to do puzzles or, old school, like, fun things that you wouldn't do if we just didn't have this extra time to just slow down and go within. So please kick up your gratitude. I know it is a stressful time. Anxiety's through the roof. I feel it all day, every day. And I try really hard to keep myself calm and in a really great gratitude energy, abundance, love, and really kick up that immunoglobulin A, because we all need it. So I hope you find these tips helpful. If you do, please post below, let me know which one helped you the most, and hopefully I'll have more ideas to help us all keep our gratitude up while we go through this unprecedented time for however long we have. But just know that I'll be here, and if you have more questions, please just post below. You can go to my like page. I post a bunch of tips on there as well, and I look forward to hearing from you. Enlighten love.